Welcome back to my channel, you guys. What's a one? Today we are gonna be beating this beautiful face right here. She is no stranger to my channel. You guys have seen her before. It's her birthday weekend. Sis is about to turn up, so let's just go ahead and get started, okay? Um, her name is Stephanie, by the way. I know she don't mind me putting her out there. She has super dry skin, so what I like to do to get started is just to add moisture to her face and using a stippling brush. You guys, I don't know why I don't use a stippling brush when adding my moisturizer and primer to my face, because this stippling brush was literally heaven. Like, it made her face so smooth and gorgeous. I don't know why I don't do it on myself. So I'm just gonna add moisture to her face really precisely is the word I'm trying to look for. Anyways, then I'm gonna go right into her brows, and her brows needed a little bit of touch up, a little bit of shape up. So I'm just using some alcohol to clean off the area before I started working. And I always work with alcohol, you guys, when you're working on people's face. If you're a makeup artist, the number one key to keep everything clean is to work with alcohol. So I constantly use alcohol throughout the whole process. Even if my stuff is clean, I still spray a little bit of alcohol just to kill the bacteria. So I just use my razor from the beauty supply store, and then this little tiny precise scissors that I got from Target, and I believe it's a part of the Sonia Kashuk brand. So if you're interested, that's where I got it from. I got it from Target, and it comes in like a set with tweezers and stuff, so it's actually really good. I got it on clearance, so I'm not sure if they still have it, but listen, it got the job done real good. Okay, then I'm gonna go in and outline the brows first. I'm using the NYX micro brow pencil, and I do believe this is in the color dark brown. If you notice, her hair was like kind of like a 30 mixed with a 27, very light brown with like hints of blonde. So I didn't want her brows to be too dark. That's why I'm using dark brown, even though you can see from the color of the hair of her brow, it's a really dark color. It's kind of like a soft black. I wanted to use a brown product, so this is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, and I do believe that this is in dark brown as well, and it came out really nice to match with her hair. So if you're doing someone's makeup and their hair is like blonde or in the brown family, try not to do the brows too dark, because then it's just gonna pop out and it's not gonna look attractive. So that was my aim when doing her brows, trying to do them more on the dark brown side and not like black. So to clean up the brows, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and I completely forgot the shade that I'm using, but I'm going to try to list everything down below for you guys. But just use a concealer that's like 1 or 2 shades lighter than your skin tone, if that's the look that you're going for. Some people like to use their foundation shade concealer on their brows if they want their brows to be more toned down, but do whatever is best for you guys. So you guys know that when I'm doing the brows, I love to clean up both the top and bottom. I don't like to do the bottom by itself. I feel like doing both top and bottom gives the brow a more cleaner look. Like, look at the difference between the brows right now. You can clearly see that your left, which is her right, that brow is so clean, versus the other one, not so clean. Plus, whenever you don't clean up the brows, then you gotta go around it with your foundation, and with the foundation, with the concealer, you can blend the concealer away from the brow, and that will help with the foundation not getting too close to the brow, so you don't have to worry about going so close to the brow with the foundation. So the next thing that I'm going to do is prime, because I'm going to do her base first before the eyes. She loves a simple classic look, so it wasn't much to do on her eyes, but I love to give her a beautiful base. So I'm using the Tatcha Silk Canvas Base Primer, and I'm using it with a brush as well, and just use that to prime her face. Then I'm going to go in with foundation, and I'm using the MAC Studio Fix foundation because she was doing a photo shoot this day. So I wanted something that I knew that I could trust on her skin, something pretty and something that's just going to give her a beautiful look. So the MAC Studio Fix foundation, guys, don't sleep on it. The two colors that I'm using on her skin is NC45 and NC50. So I actually used this foundation on her face before, and I know she looks super golden. The lighting is probably not even giving it any justice, but she's super golden. However, her undertone is not golden. I thought it was golden, but it's not. It's actually more on the olivey side. Like it's more kind of like a slightly olivey green undertone. Yeah, if you guys know about makeup and undertone, you know what I'm talking about. Just by looking at her, you can tell that her undertone is not golden. It's more on the cooler side. So I'm just making sure that I go everywhere with the foundation, a little bit down on the neck, not too much. Then I'm actually going into the concealer, and I was dipping into the concealer and not even realizing what I was doing. And I was like, why would I do that? Now I can't use this on anyone else. Anyways, lesson learned, it's only $5, thank God. So I don't have to worry about that. But I'm using Deep Olive and the e.l.f. concealer, and I actually went around her mouth area as well with the concealer because on her chin and around her mouth is a little bit darker than her face and the rest of her face. That's with like most people. So you want to do that if you're doing the makeup on yourself or you're doing makeup on clients. If around that area of their face, like the mouth area, looks darker, you want to go ahead and conceal it a little bit, because when their finish is done, you don't want the lower part of their face to not blend or kind of look too dark, if you know what I mean. So the next thing that I'm going to do is cream contour, and this is a brand new contour stick that I was actually going to give to her because I bought it and she's the only person that I could use it on. Like, I haven't even tried to use it on anyone else, but the color was just so perfect, and it's only like, I think it's like $4 or $5. This is the Wet n Wild foundation stick, and I don't know, I just randomly picked it out because I have a lot of new products that I haven't been using, and I just randomly picked it out. I'm like, let me use it on her skin to see how it works, and it actually works perfectly. So I was gonna give you this foundation stick stuff, but I know you ain't doing no makeup, so I'm gonna save it for when you come back the next time. But you can easily to clean off, guys, because it's a stick, so you could just wipe around it and clean it off. But I said I really wanted to give it to her because I don't know, I was just gonna give it to her. I love to give my clients like stuff that I use on their face that I know works for their face. The reason why I wanted to give it to her, because I know that contouring is so important in your makeup routine, and she does her face occasionally, and I know she ain't contouring nothing, so that's why I was gonna give it to her for her to use. But to set her concealed areas, I'm using the Beauty Bakery flower powder in translucent. Yeah, I better stop sleeping on this flower powder. Like, this powder is amazing. When I say amazing, like, I have been using it constantly for the past few weeks, on and off, that I've been doing my makeup, and I found like a new lover. Like, I'm not giving up my Laura Mercier. Y'all know I'm not giving up my Laura Mercier. But this powder, stop playing. Y'all better stop playing. Like, Ulta had a sale the other day where they had it on sale, and I bought like two backups. I didn't buy it in translucent, I bought it in yellow. But oh my god, I should have bought like 5 backups so I never run out of it. But I see that they're coming out with more shades, so I want to see if they have something else that I could work with. Then to warm up her face, I'm using the Anastasia um contour kit. I was trying to think of if I'm saying the right thing, but I'm using the Anastasia contour kit, and I had bought a whole bunch of different shades from, I think, Marshall's or TJ Maxx. I think it was Marshalls, because Marshalls always have a lot of high-end makeup. So I saw that they had some single pans. No, I'm lying. I got it actually from TJ Maxx. So I was in there one day and I noticed that they had a lot of loose, not loose shades, but they had a lot of single shades. I think it's contour. I think so. I mean, it could have, I don't think it's eyeshadow, but I actually redid that pan that you guys saw in my hand, and that's how I got all those deep shades. I took out all the light shades that I would never use and I mixed it. So I just bunched a whole bunch of cool tone, a little bit of warm tone shades, and that's how I got the perfect shade for to bronze up her skin. So for eyeshadow, she loves a classic simple look, like I'm saying. So I didn't want to do too much on the eyes. So I'm using the Urban Decay Born to Run palette, and oh my god, I found another palette that's literally a staple in my collection. Like this palette, oh, every time I see it, it just like warms my heart. The quality of these shades, the shadows are so freaking bomb. I can't even deal. Like I can't even deal. I really didn't want to put too much on her lids. I just wanted it to be a little bit lighter than around it, so it gives it like a little bit of something, kind of a little bit natural. So I don't know if hopefully y'all saw the shades that I use, but I just pretty much use the natural tone shades on her skin just to warm up her eyes, and then add a little bit of that light color on the lid, just not to make it one dimension. I wanted it to be a little bit lighter. So that's all that I did on the eyes. I literally just used two eyeshadows, and then I am just going and dusting the powder from under her eyes and all around her face. And one thing that I can definitely tell you guys with the e.l.f. concealer, it is very tricky to work with. It is an amazing concealer, but it's super tricky to work with because I had put it on her face and it slightly dried down, but I didn't go back and blend underneath her eyes again, and that's how it ended up creasing. So if you guys are using the e.l.f. concealer, if you let it sit for a few minutes, there's no problem with that. But if your under eye crease, you want to make sure that you go back and blend that back out before you go in and set it with powder. So to set her overall face, I use the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte powder. I don't remember what shade I use, but I'll definitely go ahead and leave that down below for you guys. Then I went in with, I think that was a Morphe setting spray, right? The Morphe settings, the Morphe setting mist. My tongue is twisting up. I went in with the Morphe setting mist and just started setting her face, because when you use a lot of powder, you want to make sure that you're going in and setting the face right afterwards, because it's gonna look ugly when you're adding so much powder to your face. But once you get that powder damped and then it dries down, oh, it gives you such a beautiful look. So I'm just going in back here, going through her brows a little bit with some brow gel, and this is the is this a Forever 21? No, this is the e.l.f. brow gel. I think it's the e.l.f. brow gel, just to go back over her brows of any powder or anything that might went on it. Yep, that was the Morphe setting mist. Then I'm setting her face again, and I was constantly setting her face, so I must have set her face like 3 times. And then I'm using the Amrezy highlight just to pop those cheeks, honey. Yes, for her photo shoot, she wanted a very simple classic look with a heavy highlight. So I'm gonna try to like insert pictures in this part of the video, or probably in the end of the video, or probably in the beginning of the video, so that you guys can see how her pictures came out. But that's what her photographer told her that, you know, to do a very simple classic makeup with a super heavy highlight. So that's why I'm going so heavy on the highlight, because that's exactly what she wanted. So I'm just using a little tiny brush. This is actually an eyeshadow brush, just to add that pop of highlight down the nose. And I loved how the nose turned out. Like, I need to stop using those big brushes for my nose and just get my nose more precise when it comes to highlights. So I'm just adding more setting mist to her face. Then I'm going in with a clean beauty sponge. The butt is actually clean. I use it for her under eye, and just pressing that setting spray all over the face just to blend into that highlight a little bit more, blend into her whole entire face, just to get it sitting smooth so you guys can see the crease under her eyes here. But not to worry, when I saw it I was like, oh my god. But the problem is, when she wash her face, she like drags her under eye. That's why her under eye crease so much. I was like, Stephanie, how do you wash your face? How do you clean your face? She's looking at me sideways like, me not know. Girls, you gotta take care of your under eye. When you're cleaning your makeup off, don't be rubbing it too hard, sis. You're gonna start creasing, gonna start getting a lot of lines. They're gonna crease like crazy when you're doing your makeup. Don't do it. Just take care of around your eyes because it's very delicate, and you will wrinkle before time. So I just added some mascara. This is one of the Essence mascara, the one in the red tube. Y'all can see that. And then I'm gonna go back with the L'Oreal powder and just go right underneath her under eyes and just take my time to blend that out. And that literally got the job done. Took me a little bit of time, but once I went back in there and just blended out, it really took care of that problem that we had, because I was a little bit scared that it was gonna dry up and it wasn't gonna blend away, but it actually did. And yeah, it actually really worked. So I was happy about that. So this step is optional. You guys don't have to do it. I just like to do it because it makes the face look more flawless, just to blend it out with a beauty blender. But yeah, that's what I did. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add her lashes. And these lashes, I do not have the specs on them. I don't know what they're called. I don't know what brand they are. I don't know how much they cost. I don't know where for you guys to get them. I'm sorry guys, I just don't know. She actually bought it from someone that was just selling lashes randomly at her job, and that's how she came by these lashes. So when she brought them for me to put them on her, I didn't, there's no I'm sorry, there was no case, there was no paper to tell you what brand it is, what style it is. There's nothing. So it's literally a bomb ass lash in mystery. Like, nobody knows how to locate this lash. Like, I really don't. Lashes are so hard. You can't just type in a certain kind of lash online and expect that that lash is supposed to pop up. No, honey. There is a million different companies out there right now selling false lashes. So that is a little bit cray cray. Look at her, always trying to feel herself. I can't with this girl. So now I'm gonna go in and add some lip liner, and this is one of my Wet n Wild lip liner. I think this is in the shade dark brown as well, and I'm just gonna line the top half of her lip and the bottom half, even though I'm doing the bottom half first. I do both. So yeah, I would recommend doing both because your top lip shape's completely different from the bottom one, and you want to make sure that you're not using the pencil residue or whatever you would call that to prime or line or outline. I can't talk today. Outline the top and bottom. Top and bottom. Then I'm gonna go in with my Fenty classic lip gloss. This is the Gloss Bomb, the first one that came out, and that's what I'm gonna add all over her lips. Now, when you line your lips, depending on the look that you're going for, I would recommend going back and blending out the line like I did. So you don't want to leave it like that. You want to make sure that it's blended and blended out properly. Okay, girl. Look at this one here. Look at this one. A hot mess. A hot mess. Okay, she always feeling herself. You go, girl. Look at this. Shoulder action and all that. So I'm just adding some blush to her cheeks. I love working on her face so much. It's like, ugh, she has a beautiful face, beautiful skin, beautiful brows. I can't. So I'm just adding a little bit of blush just to warm up the cheeks a bit because they were looking a little bit dull. Don't think that because if you're doing a classic look, you can't wear blush. There is no such thing. You can wear whatever you want. Just keep it toned down depending on the look that you're going for. I was adding the Fenty gloss, the Fenty body shimmer to her skin because she was wearing like a topless dress. And yeah, that's what I was literally doing, adding some Fenty glow. When you got that Fenty glow, honey, some Fenty glow to her skin. And yeah, I think that's about it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you loved how the look turned out. I think it's so bomb. And that's about it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are almost at 44K. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in my next one. Okay? Bye.